And it's time for Lefties Losing It, and Hollywood is struggling to deal with reality. The weirdos with their warped moral compass are still pining for Kamala. Here is Jeff Daniels, star of Dumb and Dumber, being the dumbest.
I still think about Kamala and how I think she would have been a good choice. I don't care what they say, because she would have done what Lincoln did. Liz Cheney would have been Secretary of State.
Team of Rivals.
Yeah, Team of Rivals. Doris Kearns, a good one, wrote the book about it. That's what Lincoln did. Surrounded himself with the people who would disagree with him, not the people who would, take a knee and go, yeah, more tariffs, sir, more. It's the madness of King George. And just the deterioration of the Republican Party. I mean, look, I'm just an actor. What do I know?
Not much, Jeff. You don't know much. And did you see the sympathetic nods from MSNBC anchor Nicole Wallace as Daniel spewed a bunch of nonsense? And guess what? It gets crazier, because he seems to think the radical left taking over the country is what Jesus would want.
The new America that is diverse and treats everyone with equality and respect and dignity, kind of like Jesus did.
Yep, madder than a cut snake. And yes, Nicole is still nodding along like a bobblehead. Let's check on another Trump-deranged actor, Alec Baldwin. I wonder how he's coping with life these days.
Sing to me, 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 mommy sing to me, sing to me, mommy sing to me.
Okay, now among the many startling revelations of nefarious activities revealed by the release of freshly declassified documents by the Director of National Intelligence is this little gem. Turns out the Russians knew that there was something seriously wrong with Hillary Clinton, and that's why they preferred her to win, not Trump. And the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service did not release the information that alleged Clinton was suffering from intensified psycho-emotional problems, including uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression and cheerfulness. If only there was a sign.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
And apparently Hillary was on heavy tranquilizers too. Now, if only there was any evidence of that, perhaps something like what we're looking at right now. Now, remember this miscreant throwing rocks at the vehicles of federal officers? Well, there is a happy development in this story.
You're under arrest for assaulting federal agents.
Joining me now is documentary filmmaker and commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, Elpidio Rayana, I think I've pronounced his name right, he fled to Mexico in June after allegedly injuring a federal officer and damaging vehicles, and he was arrested at the US-Mexico border earlier today.
Yeah, frankly, I wish he stayed in Mexico, but a second best is having him rot in jail, despite the fact that it costs us probably $30,000 a year to incarcerate this animal. Look, Rita, as you know, I was at the LA riots. I covered the LA riots. And more importantly, we also have the media covered these riots, right? These are peaceful demonstrations. They simply want due process. Baloney, okay? I was there. I asked the questions. Not a single person there would condemn the violence that went on. Why? Because they support it. The violence is not a bug. It's a feature, Rita. We have to see that. This guy is a hero to the left because the left has always and continue to lionize violence. Louis Mangione is a more recent example of that. And Rita, I also want to say that I was looking prior to coming on and seeing who covered his arrest. Let me tell you, CNN didn't cover it, MSNBC didn't cover it, the New York Times didn't cover his arrest. Why? Because it highlights the fact that there were violent people at these quote-unquote protests, and they didn't want to highlight that because they were trying to sweep that all under the rug. I'm glad he's in jail. I hope he rotted there for years.